Hi, welcome back to my channel, Michelle, and today I want to share with you my 3 goals for 2022. So every year I make 3 main goals. One is a personal goal for myself, the second one is a financial goal, the third one is a renovation goal. We live in a over 100-year-old house and it needs work, and we choose one large project to do every year on the house. So for example, my last year's personal goal was to read more, and I did. I read a lot, and it was great. My financial goal last year was to finish paying off our vehicles. So we paid off my husband's Prius and my van, so we accomplished that goal. And our renovation goal last year was to put in a sub pump in our basement. We get a lot of water in our basement being in an older house. So it was necessary, and then we replaced our front door and the casing all around it because it was original to the house. So it was made out of wood, and you could literally start to see cracks through it. And during the winter, the inside windows would literally have a layer of frost and snow on it, so it was time. So those 2 things got accomplished this last year. So for 2022, let's get started. My personal goal this year is to work on relationships. I think the last 2 years have been difficult for a lot of people, especially with pandemic and all the stress, politics. I definitely feel like relationships have been strained for those reasons. And I know personally I've kept myself at a distance from a lot of people for, health reasons too, taking precautions, but also it's just a very tense, stressful atmosphere out there. So I haven't really engaged with, people outside my bubble for a while. And now that I'm fully vaccinated and boosted, and my 2 oldest children, my 8 and 5-year-old, are fully vaccinated, I feel more comfortable going into certain social situations, knowing that as a parent and a individual, I have as much protection as I possibly can. So my exposure and risks are extremely low. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to take precautions because we are still currently in another COVID surge. So I still wear my mask when I go out. My kids still wear their mask. We take proper precautions, sanitize, hand wash. The pandemic's not over. I'm not thinking that way, but I'm in a place where I'm comfortable enough to start expanding our circle and, just work on friendships. Seeing friends more, interacting with people more, and just personal relationships too. Maybe go on a date night with my husband again now that my youngest is almost 2, and I feel like it's a more comfortable place to safely do it now. So that is my goal for this coming year. Now number 2, my financial goal is 2 parts. So one part is a savings goal, the second part is a paying off a debt goal. So the savings goal is we will be saving towards buying a pop-up camper. My husband really enjoys camping. I do not. I get eaten alive with mosquitoes no matter what bug spray I use. So our compromise is that I needed a place I can go to get away from the bugs so I don't get eaten alive. So our compromise was a pop-up camper, and we don't make large purchases usually, unless we have the money already in the bank or cash on hand. So we'll be spending this next year saving up for that. So our payoff debt goal is our roof, actually. And like I said before, we tend not to do renovations or buy things unless we have the cash on hand. And the roof was on the list of things to get done, but unfortunately it literally started leaking in my daughter's room. So it got bumped up the list, and we had some money to put down on the roof, but we had to finance the rest of it. So we are currently paying that off. So our goal this year is to finish paying off the roof. So number 3 is our renovation goal. What will we be working on for our house this year? So most of the time my husband can take on the jobs themselves. For example, he put the sub pump in, he redid our bathroom. We did outsource the front door and the casing though, because that was complicated, and with our old house it had to be a custom order type thing. But our goal for this year is to get our first floor windows replaced. The previous owners before we moved had the second floor windows replaced, the bedrooms, so those all have energy efficient windows, but the first floor does not, and it's extremely, again, they're original to the house. They're those old, like, pole rope ones, and they're really cold and drafty, and they ice over during winter, so it's something that definitely needs to be done, but hasn't been pressing. So we'll outsource that to a company to come do, because we have, I think, 8 large windows on our first floor alone, and it's just easier, and we frankly wouldn't have the time to do it ourselves. So we'll be taking that goal on, and I'm really excited because right now we can physically open the windows, but we're not sure if they would close properly, or they each have their own individual glass panels in them, so we're afraid it's gonna break. So usually during spring and summer, we don't open the windows on the first floor because we're afraid they won't close or they'll break. So I'm really looking forward to being able to open the windows and get some fresh air in the house. So those are my 3 main goals for 2022. I'd love to hear what you guys are planning for your 2022 year. Leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.